They're not the biggest problem though. There's a mender with us, a mender who pulls lightning out of the sky and tells us what to do and where to go. Oh, I don't like where this is going. Hi guys! Welcome back to the Banner Saga. Or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Vivi. And sorry for the long wait guys. I'm feeling a bit better. So let's do this, okay? Let's have some fun with a little battle. Now Gunnulf, you can take a hit now and do some damage. Yeah, not bad. Oh, that's not hurting you at all. I guess we need to move you up a bit, Rook. Now you can do a bit of damage on that little one. Actually, quite a lot. Now he's only gonna tickle Gunnulf. And Ivan, what can you do? Move up a bit and try and hit some of them. Yup, behind Gunnulf. It's a safe spot. Not too bad. So, I love it when they clump up like that. Now, you can... Okay, yeah, get that guy. He is summoning something. We don't want that. Nope. Yeah, we're doing good. And we're nearing the end also, guys. I'm excited. You can do some damage, but I'm not sure I want to move you up. You can just shoot. I don't want to kill the one in the front, actually. Not now. Yeah, perfect. Cool. He fell. Alright. Ivan, are you feeling threatened? It's not too bad. Now either you can't actually reach any of them. So... stay in guard, I guess. Alright. Who do you want to kill? This guy. He's the most dangerous. Boom. Really? Okay. Get this one, or at least halfway down. No, that's the wrong. Oh, okay. He went for me, so that's fine. And yeah, that's so actually good. Not bad. We're pretty safe, I think. Can you not hurt this one? Yeah, some armor. Now, someone should be able to kill him. Cool, neat. Come on. Get him. Ah, cool. And odd. Chicken, no. Well, he can't do a thing. So let's rest him up and then have Gunnar do the killing blow. Yep. And no, I don't think we'll... Oh, we didn't get an option to run after them. Cool. This town is nothing but ghosts, and now covered in more dredged bodies too. Remarkably, as you're about to leave, you find an old man sitting quietly in a titled market stall with a couple items in front of him. He hums to himself as if nothing were wrong and seems to be in shock. He deserves to come with. The godstone for Ingrid, goddess of knowledge, looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Ivir shoos some children away from a solitary dredge slinger lying dead beneath the stone. Should we be worried about that? You ask Ivir, pointing to the dredged body. I don't think so, he replies. Still, couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Hours pass without warning. Ingrid's godstone is carved with ancient runes, which don't make much sense to you, though Eivind tells you some of the menders have deciphered them. It's how the menders learned the language of the gods. Past the largest stone, a long series of slabs contain more writing all the way down the hill. The odd thing, he tells you, is that the writing occasionally changes depending on who is reading it. Usually it describes the history of the gods, but it can be about nearly any topic. Sadly, Eivind doesn't know how to read it himself. Juno could, he says. As you're readying to depart, you hear screams from near the main godstone. The same boys, so curious about the dead dredge before, are shrieking and pointing. For a moment, you think it must not have been dead, but then you see that they have opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Wait, says Ivir, his arm across your chest. This shouldn't be seen. Get everyone away. A chill sweeps over you. Aletta pushes past and gasps. Stop, shouts Ivir, but the curious onlookers have already seen it. Leave it. On the ground before the dead slinger is a small stony figure, its hand searching for something it can't find. That's a baby. Wait, what? That dredge is a woman? We've been killing women. We've been slaughtering women and children this whole time. Leaving them to die? In a war, it's only the males who fight. No, it's not, and you know it, Ivir. We've been fighting this dredge the whole way. Why are women with children on their backs attacking us? They're not attacking, they're running. Everyone stops dead in their tracks. The entire caravan is gathered around, aghast. When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. A darkness, something black is covering the world, and the dredge are running from it just as we're running from them. The serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Ivir, you knew. Why? Why didn't you say something? Even? When I was young, I killed one of the Sundar during the Second Great War. We called it race. Every time we would build our defenses, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated from the rest of the varl and stumbled upon Race deep in a snowstorm, alone. She was nursing. Oh no. I threw my axe. It twisted in the wind. Her son died in her arms. She was so pathetic, kneeling in the snow. She didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. Oh, that's a sad story. That's how I killed a Sundar. When I found my way to Grofheim, the varl wanted to make me kender. Next to be king, I left, walked until I ended up in Skogir, where no one knew what I had done. The only sound is the wind blowing through the trees. Ah, that's a sad story, Ivar. For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do you do with the baby? She asks. A lump forms in your throat, looking at the small obsidian creature squirming before you. Ah, what to do? Vote? That's probably not gonna end well. I don't want to leave a baby. You argue strongly for showing mercy and humanity. Some of the women in the caravan hesitantly agree to take in the dredge infant, while others are furious about bringing it along. Not long afterward, one of the women comes to you. Its swaddling was being held by this, she says, giving you a hairpin that looks distinctly undredge-like. An inscription on the silver almost slips your notice. Persevere. From the goddess herself, if you ask me, the woman tells you. Wow. Well, the women fighting in a war, Eva should be accustomed to that by now. I don't get that. Although you don't see them with an axe. You're making the usual rounds when you hear a rather loud debate coming from the area that varl have gathered. Eva joins you as you approach. Ubin, you'd rather be known for falling asleep and dying in the corner of a meat house than battling a Sundar? No, I'd rather be known for not dying. Don't even know what you're worried about. I did this 100 times in the Great Wars. Take some warriors, plow head first into the dredge. They follow you into the hills, get lost, now they're not following you. When you did this 100 times, did they have BioWare leading them? Have you never heard about the time I hit BioWare in the head with a throwing axe? Careful, my friend. A lot of old history getting thrown around here. The warriors were just noting that there's a damn good number of dredge on our asses. BioWare pulling up the rear. This one thinks he can just wander up there and throw them off our tracks. How about some gratitude? Thought you'd be happy to finally be oldest varl in the land, Ubin. I'm never happy to lose more varl, Krumir. Besides, I'm not convinced you're really older than me. Right. I'll leave it to you, I guess. Leave my ass. You must be used to either following your lead. In the old days, I'd already be halfway to the battlefield by now. Speaking of which, you coming, Ingvar? You could ask BioWare for your arm back. Don't think so. Not exactly in the mood right now. Alright then, I'll tell Hoderborg you said hello. Crumir and a good many Varl warriors head out toward the growing army of Dredge. Is he going to come back? Are we losing people again? He always has before, but this time feels different, I fear. Gather round, doubters, echoes his shouts in the distance as Crumir and his band of warriors break through nearby foliage. And behold the invincible Varl. The caravan is thrilled to see Crumir return safely. Ah, good. Did the plan work? Asks Ubin. Work? Responds Crumir. Of course it worked. Same old Dredge. Should be another day or two at least before they even find their own asses. And if you apologize, I'll tell you how I found these, Crumir says, tossing you a pair of leather gloves that look big enough for a Varl. He leans in close, whispering so Ubin can't hear. Had something to do with a raven's nest and a hair tie. Really? That's funny. There's Sigurholm too.
As Sigurholm approaches, we fear the worst. The once calm lake surrounding it now looks like a bowl that has been flipped. Proud home sinking into muddy water. A side effect of the quake.
Oh no.
What has the rest become on the other side of those mountains?
Nothing is ever easy, huh? One catastrophe to another, says Oddleif, as you pull into Sigurholm. The town appears to be sinking into the lake. Townspeople peek from dark windows and makeshift hovels further up the hill. No, says Eivind, looking frantic. Where is she? He runs to the front of the caravan, looking out over the water. Juno isn't here, and you get the creeping feeling you're not welcome either. Going upriver looks out of the question. The beach is bare, aside from the occasional skeleton of a ruined fishing boat. You reluctantly set up camp in the sinking town. All I'm saying is, how long are you willing to wait? While taking stock of caravans, you've inadvertently walked into a debate between Oddleif and Eivind. As long as we need to. And I think we need to get out of here. I don't feel good about this place. Why? What's wrong? Something doesn't feel right. The people here are staring at us like vultures in the waste. I'm sorry, Eivind. I think Oddleif is right. I saw a man. The whole time he was setting up, he was just watching me. In a creepy way. And how long before the Dredge find us here? Juno will come. Just give it a little more time. Look, listen to me. I need you to trust me on this. You're really worried about her, aren't you? What? Oh, Juno. Worried doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here, or something has happened to her, are you sure what you saw was real? It could have been a dream, or, I don't know, you were pretty exhausted. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. Everything is a blur. Don't tell the others I said that. I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. Why is BioWare still following us? Do you know? I saw Grofheim as it burned. Eivind gets a faraway look in his eyes. The thunder blew through it like a tempest. The Varl fell in the thousands. Most of the thunder left the city and headed south. Who knows where they are now? They might be destroying every town they come to, or heading toward Arberang. BioWare stayed in Grofheim, just for the sport of it, I think. As we fled to Einatoft, I thought he must want to wipe the varl off the map completely. But then he came after us. Maybe he knew Evid was the one who killed Race. Maybe, but let's just make sure he doesn't catch up. What were you gonna say? Do you think this is the end times? I don't know what to think. I wish I could give you a better answer. Even if we escaped the dredge, that serpent said a darkness was covering the world. I don't know how long that will take, or what it means even. Maybe a good night's sleep? I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. The Menders are in Arberang. If we can find ships and make it to the capital, we might have a chance. What's it like to be a Mender? Being a Mender? I guess I never really thought about it like that. It's just part of me. They knew very young that I would join the order. Born into it, you could say. My mother and father, both Menders. The guild is, for lots of people now, builders and healers. Do they all pull lightning out of the sky? No, that's not normal. It's one of the reasons I know you know. She's one of the council. She helps me control things like this, so we don't end up scaring people. How exactly does weaving work anyway? Well, the hardest part is usually seeing the threads. Everything is part of the tapestry. It's made of threads, woven together. If you can see the threads, you can manipulate them. I don't know how to explain it really. It's like trying to play a harp with invisible strings. Look at my staff, for example. Some menders carve intricate patterns in the wood to help them remember the shapes of. Like I said, hard to explain. Yeah, must have been really hard. I won't take up more of your time. No, it's okay, Rook. I appreciate the talk. It's good to stay grounded. I spent all day worrying about serpents or Sunder. I think a lot of people are intimidated, or scared maybe, of me. Don't worry, it's nothing new. I'm used to it. Maybe sometime we can talk about things that don't include the world ending. Yeah, agreed. Okay, I think we need to rest up and heal a couple of people, but we've got low supplies. A random assortment of people from the caravan confront you. Listen, says one. We don't feel safe here. I don't know anything about Menders or whatever, but we're going to leave, and I hope you'll join us. Looks like a couple dozen people, farmers and fighters alike, feel the same way. Well, I'll try to see if I can make them stay, but I'm not going to force them. They make it very clear they're not interested in discussing the issue, shaking their heads and setting out. Without the rest of the caravan ready to go, there's little you can do to stop them. You hope they make it, and that you haven't made a mistake yourself. Yeah, I think we will never know. Right, let's try and rest up again. I'm not forcing people to stay or leave. So, there's that. One more night. There we go. Look, wait please, Ivan begs. She said she'd be here. We need her. You can tell he's terrified of leaving, as though he'd be giving up on Juno. I'm sure she'll catch up with us. Ivan looks out across the lake with a 1,000-mile stare. He says nothing. But we can't wait. We don't even know if she's alive. We've got problems, says Evid. The whole place is flooded. We could try to walk the muddy parts, but it'll be slow going. We could try to float the caravan over the lake, but we might tip or get stuck. Or we could just go around the whole thing, but no idea how long that'll take. What do you think? Wait, the people around here are fishers. They've got boats, right? Maybe ask the villagers? The locals become a lot more helpful when you start offering food for help crossing the river. They give you small fishing boats to borrow and show you the area with the best chance of making it across. You hope your luck holds out as you launch from the shore. Despite, or you suspect, because of your vigilance, the locals from Sigurdholm don't try anything underhanded as they take you in their small boats to the other side of the lake over several trips. You leave them with a generous amount of food and they row back to their town. You hope it's worth it to buy some space from BioWare, who will have to drag his armies through the mud on foot. Yeah, certainly hope so. Goodbye, Sigurdholm. Short visit. What's going on? Something's coming up on the other side of this forest. Right? As you're about to head off to sleep for the night, Unef pulls you aside. I have a couple concerns I wanted to speak to you about, he says. In private. You find a quiet place to talk. What's on your mind? How well do you know the people traveling with us? How many strangers are in the caravan now? Who are you worried about? I've been watching folks since I joined you. Your companions from Skogir, they're loyal. I mean, it seems pretty clear that they died to protect you. I suppose I'd do the same. What about the varl? You don't even know half those warriors. You're telling me they have no problem following a man's orders now? After everything that happened at Einartoft? I trust Iver to handle it. And they joined us voluntarily. I didn't force them. He's fearless, I'll give you that. But look at him, he's run ragged. He can't be there all the time. What happens the first time the varl don't want to do what you tell them? If Krumir gave the word, I guarantee at least half would follow. Let's be honest, they could take this caravan by force at any time if they wanted to. Yeah, and they would have. By now. So they didn't. They haven't. Doesn't mean they won't. It doesn't mean they will either. They're not the biggest problem though. There's a mender with us, a mender who pulls lightning out of the sky and tells us what to do and where to go. Oh, I don't like where this is going. Myself, I think we lucked out when his mentor didn't show up in Sigurdholm. Ivan's just the apprentice. What in the depths is his master capable of? Think about it, Rook. What do you really know about Ivan? I heard they were found practically dead in the middle of nowhere when the dredge started showing up. Then an enormous serpent shows up at Einartoft, after tearing the world in half, takes one look at Ivan and bolts. Suddenly they need our help instead of the Mender Council? How does that make any damn sense? Well, that's not what happened. You might be distorting what happened. Slightly. Or Ivan might be. I'm grateful for what you've done to get us this far, Dirk. But it's always been about trust. I think it's time to part ways, so to speak. Nothing personal. So to speak. Suddenly you gasp for air. When you look down, Unef is holding a knife buried deep in your ribs. What?